For my simple task or activity that we do every day is going to be grabbing a remote control. First, you have your visual image from your eyes through the optic nerve, which is your cranial nerve 2, along with your secondary visual area that will interpret that the image is a remote. This takes place in the occipital lobe of the brain. Next, the frontal lobe, more specifically the motor cortex, comes up with a plan and commands the movements necessary to accomplish grabbing the remote. The motor neurons traveling down the efferent pathway, down your spinal cord and out the arm, which leaves the central nervous system and goes into the peripheral nervous system once it leaves the spinal cord. The motor neurons will innervate the muscles of the forearm and the hand to contract. So the muscles are the flexor digitorum profundus, and which is the ulnar nerve, innervates this muscle. The flexor pollicis longus, which is the median nerve, which innervates this muscle to grab and contract. The cerebellum is used in coordination with the occipital lobe and frontal lobe for the appropriate trajectory and end point of movement while maintaining an upright posture and equilibrium. The sensory receptors of the fingers send message up the afferent pathway up the arm and spinal cord to the parietal lobe, where the primary somatosensory cortex receives sensory information and the secondary somatosensory cortex interprets that you have grabbed the remote correctly. One thing, if it was damaged, that could change this could be blindness. If the person was blind to begin with, they would never be able to see the initial image to be able to grab a remote, and it would look a lot different, as they would have to feel around for it using sensory only, or they would not grab the remote. That is grabbing the remote.